Hey, what's up, geeks? Bri2J back with another episode of Yay Toys, and today's review is going to be on the Flash and Arrow 2-pack from DC Collectibles. I bought this right before Christmas, and I finally got a chance to review it. So far, I'm liking these figures. I have been collecting the DC TV Universe figures for a little while now, and I was pretty stoked to see that we got a modern-day Barry Allen and a modern-day Oliver Queen. So, with that being said, let's get started with this review. So, out of this 2-pack, the first one I'm going to start with is the Flash, or Barry Allen. Now, this is pretty much the same exact figure that we got with the first Flash from about a year or so ago. It might have been 2 years. But there are slight differences, but only to the coloring of the costume. So here is the first Flash figure from DC Collectibles. As you see, it's a darker red, and he has the red emblem. So this was Flash Season 1. This one now is more Season 2 / Season 3. And Flash comes with the same articulation as the Season 1 Flash, and he comes with almost the same amount of accessories. The only difference would be Season 1 Flash didn't have the alternate Barry Allen head, and this little piece here is supposed to be the mask being, placed down. Really cool idea. So, for those of you that don't know the articulation on the Flash figure, I'll show you. So the head is on a ball peg, so you get all the way around motion. Looks down pretty far. Looks back decent. Arms go out that much. They can spin all the way around. He has no upper bi-swivel, which for some reason these DC figures don't ever do. He does have a single jointed elbow, which only goes up about that much. It can rotate. Hinged wrist as well, as they go all the way around. The hinge is a little tight, but it's there. He has a diaphragm joint. It only crunches about that much. Goes back okay. Side to side pivot. No waist swivel, which is a bit of a bummer on these figures. He can only split out about that much. Upper thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. If that joint wants to work, there you go. So double jointed knees. And he does have top of the boot rotation. He does have a hinged foot, and he does have ankle pivot. So at least there's a decent amount of articulation in his legs. Height-wise, let's get the trusty measuring tape out. Height-wise, he stands about 6.5 inches tall. And that's pretty cool. I like the, proper height figures, because, you don't want to have, like, a shorter Flash, than, say, like, Canary, There should be a height difference. So as for the Barry Allen or Grant Gustin face sculpt, it looks okay. They sculpted the hair really nice. I just feel like he's wearing lipstick, and he's a little pale. It looks alright, though. At certain angles, it does look like Grant Gustin. But for the most part, I'm just not satisfied. But I do like the fact that we get, as they pointed out, the mask that you could place down. Well, give that appearance. And I do like the fact that we finally have a Barry without the mask. So that's a cool feature. As for the costume itself, really nice sculpt work. You kind of see all the individual lines in there. If I spin them around, same thing. Like little grid on the leg. They did a really nice job with this figure. As for the Green Arrow, you get a little bit more range of motion, and I'll show you. So this is the Season 4 / Season 5 outfit for the Green Arrow. And I really like the costume. Really nice paintwork. Some nice sculpting detailing. The hood is a lot easier to pull down than on the older figures. And now, for this figure, certain angles look like Stephen Amell, but certain angles don't. I mean, they kind of captured the likeness, but not 100%. But nice try, though. And I do like the fact that the mask has the strap that goes all the way around. So that's really cool. As for this figure, he has the quiver. It's attached. But unlike the older figures, the arrows were permanent in there. And I think there's only space for like one or two. So they got rid of that idea. I just wish they gave more arrows, but I'll talk about that later. So for his articulation, first we'll go with the head. So again, you got the hood that goes down. His head can go all the way around, but if you have the mask on, it's gonna just kind of look into the hood. So at certain angles, it looks alright. He also has arms that can go out about that much. They too go all the way around. No upper bicep swivel once again. He does have the same swivel at the elbow. His elbows go in about that much. His wrists are on a hinge, just like Barry, and just like the older Green Arrow figures. It's like, these wrists are a little tight on mine, but they do go in, and they do go around. He also has the diaphragm articulation. Crunches about that much. Back not so far. No waist swivel, which is kind of a bummer, because there's just more angles that I wish I can get this figure posed in. His splits are a little bit wider out. He doesn't have upper thigh swivel, which is a bit of a bummer, but he does have the double jointed knee. He does not have boot rotation, but he does have ankle pivot and slight hinged feet. Mine's a little tight on the right, but yeah, they both have the hinge. As for the sculpt work, really nice job on the rivets, you know, like on the Kevlar underneath. All the way around looks really cool. These are supposed to be throwing stars. And you got the arrows that are sculpted here. And for height, he is also about 6.5. And let's see with the hood down. So with the hood down, let's get his head proper. There we go. Yeah, so still about 6.5. So he's in scaling with Barry. As they should, because I think this is supposed to be like their face-off pack also. Even though different costumes. But yeah. It's cool that we get a 2-pack of Flash and Arrow, especially because of all the crossovers. I mean, come on. The CW is killing it with these shows. So yeah, like from this angle, I'll try to get a good focus for you guys. From this angle, it looks a lot like Stephen Amell, but if I kind of position him this way, not so much. At least in my opinion. I mean, you guys comment, let me know. Alright, now let's talk about the accessories that these guys come with. So the Flash comes with 3 different sets of hands, so naturally the fists that are on him. Then you get the pair of running hands, or Speed Force hands, or Karate Chop. Really nicely sculpted. He comes with a pair of open hands, or like grip hands, same sculpt work. And then it wouldn't be the Flash without the Flash head. Looks okay in my opinion. Like, I feel like the paint on the lips are just a little off. Kind of like the paint on the, you know, unmasked head. Like, if you look at the difference, it's almost the same head sculpt with just different paint on the current one. And to me, it almost looks like he's about to drop Magnum or Blue Steel, like from Zoolander. Nice work on it though, and then you do get like the sculpt on the for the comm system. Looks good. As for the Green Arrow, so naturally he comes with the bow, and it looks pretty good, and like really nicely sculpted, really nicely painted. And you do get the elastic string, which I love when they do this. You do get 3 sets of arrows, because it wouldn't be the Green Arrow without arrows. You got the basic arrow, then you got, looks like a tracker or a flash bang or a smoke bomb, or I don't know. It's the Green Arrow. There's so many that he launches on the show, and just new ones every episode or whatever, so use it to your imagination. But really nicely sculpted. I love the green feathers there. Just everything just looks really good with these. They're not super sharp. I mean, there's a point, but it's not like dangerously sharp. And then he comes with a couple of sets of hands. So naturally, the default fist. He comes with the this hand here, which is to hold the bow. This hand here is to hold the arrow. And I can show you that. So basically, just plugs in like this. And I think that looks cool. And I'll show you guys when I attach the hands, he could actually grasp the string too. And the other pair, I'm having a hard time figuring these out because they almost look like trigger fingers. But they could be, you know, like karate chop. Well, not karate chop, but like karate grip hands or whatever. So yeah, those are the hands that he comes with. Now let me show you how to swap out the parts. Swapping out option parts on the Flash, pretty easy. However, on my Flash, there's a small difficulty with the peg system. And the peg comes out with the head rather than with, you know, staying in the neck. So if you guys just give me a minute, let me take the peg out of this head, and I'll put it in the body, and I'll show you guys how to swap out the part. Okay, so what I did was I had to take tweezers and pry it out. Pretty simple, but it's still a bit of a pain. Now, basically, you would take this piece off because this is the unmasked look. And then you would take the flash head and just plug it right on. Sometimes it's a little difficult, but it does snap in. For some reason, it doesn't want to on mine at the moment. Sorry, guys. There you go. So once you get the snap, it's in. And I could tell mine is stretched because he has way too much articulation in the head. Well, I mean, same articulation. However, I feel it's a little loose. So I'm going to try to fix that with some hot water later. As for swapping out the hands, basically you would take the hand out like so. And then you would take the hand that you want to use. We'll use the Speed Force running hand. And just plug it in. And it has the same articulation. All of the hands are hinged on both of these figures. So you get the same articulation. Now let me show you the arrow. So when it comes time to swapping out the hands for the Green Arrow, I find it's a little easier than on the Flash figure. So what I'll do is I'll show you the bow holding hand and the arrow holding hand and how he can hold the arrow string along and give that really nice appearance like he's about to fire. So basically you just unplug the hand like so. And here's the arrow holding hand. We'll take the one for the bow, unplug, and we plug in like so. Now, to have him hold the bow, pretty simple. Just plug in like that. And for the arrow, the back of the arrow has a little tiny wedge there, so it goes right into the hand. And I think that looks really cool. Now, for the bow string, sometimes it's going to fall out, and it might take me a few tries, so I'm sorry. But basically what you want to do is just position it proper. And then we'll just take the string like this. And then Do it from this angle so you get a better idea. And then you're going to kind of just loop it underneath the thumb. Just position. There you go. So you see, it's there. It's definitely looped in. And I think this looks cool. I mean, I'll have a picture at the end of him holding it so you'll get a better idea. But I like this. I mean, had he had more articulation, I feel it would have been a little bit easier. I don't know why they don't put the proper articulation on a figure that is supposed to be very agile. I feel waist swivel would have been nice. Upper bicep swivel would have been nice. But for the most part, I mean, like, I really like this figure. I mean, the Flash figure, it is what it is, because it's pretty much a retooled figure from the Season 1, just with different paint apps. And, I mean, having the Barry head is pretty cool. I just wish my peg system worked better. But again, I'm going to try the hot water trick. You know, maybe, like, use hot water to remold it, and then cold water to kind of make it solid again. We'll see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But for the most part, this figure set, definitely cool, definitely fun. I really enjoy it. I'll definitely take pics at the end. We'll take pics for the end of the video so you guys get a better idea of stuff. And this ran me around $47 or so before tax. But I mean, if you think about it, the price of a figure nowadays, like, the DC figures are about $25 each anyway, so if you were just going to buy Flash and Arrow at the same time, might as well get it as a 2-pack. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you liked. Sorry about the issue with the peg on my Flash figure, because I didn't expect that to happen when I was, you know, messing around with it before I started recording. But don't let that little issue stop you from buying the set if you're a fan of both the Flash and Arrow CW shows. Like, I mean, come on, guys. They just look really good together. Especially, like, for those of you that watch, you kind of get a really good idea. These two have great chemistry together on the show. And it's just fun, you know, for us CW fans. So, I'm hoping down the line we get a better Supergirl than the crappy one that came out a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago, whatever. I don't even remember. I hope we get some Legends figures. That'd be really cool, especially because all the CW shows seem to connect. Who knows? But I'm just rambling on. And, alright guys, well, that's it for this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. Tell your friends. And, pick up this figure. You can find this video on InnerCityGeeks.com, as well as my YouTube channel, Yay Toys. My Facebook page for it will be at Scream Yay Toys. And then, of course, you could find some pics on Instagram for upcoming videos and stuff. And that will be Yay_Toys. So, sorry that this video kind of ran long, but again, it's a 2-pack and a couple of, you know, issues there with the head and stuff. I've rambled on long enough, and I guess I'll catch you guys later. Peace.